Okay, so let me put something on the editor here. So A is give me a number. B equals to input, give me a number, another number. Yeah, and when I do this, please try to follow me, okay? Yeah. You only learn by doing what I do on the screen. Okay, so I do print A plus B. Okay, seems like a pretty straightforward program. Can somebody explain to me what this would do? Yeah?
It would ask you for two numbers and then add them. Once you give them to the add form.
Right, yeah. So if I run it, if I say 17, and then I put 4, can I read it a little bit? Now, if I hit enter, what do you think Python is going to give me? I put 17 and 4. What do you think Python is going to give me?
21.
21. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not going to give me 21. What happened? Yeah? Yeah, it became 174, but why? Why do you think, yeah? No, 17 times 4 is not 174. What happened? You put them together. It's called concatenation, right? So to see what really happened, and you know, if you're writing programs for your job, if you're coding for your job, this happens a lot. Sometimes you write something and you think it's going to do this, and then it does something else instead, and you have to figure out what's going on. You have a question?
Yeah, how do you get into one the file?
Oh, there's a small green thing here. If I hit the run file, then it's going to run it. Okay. Yeah, green arrow, play button. Just click the play button, it runs. Yes?
Once you click the play button, there's two options. Run with default configuration or custom configuration. Which one do we have?
I usually do console. I think I just chose it that way, so it should always run it that way. Yeah.
There's default and there's custom.
Oh, did anyone get it to run? Can you tell me? I have it already set up, so I forgot. What did you choose? Default? Okay, just choose default and it should run. Okay. So apparently the newer versions, they ask for console and then default and something like that. Just try something. It should work. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the first experience in debugging. Okay, you want to poke things around and see what's going on. So first thing I want to do is I want to see what A is. Okay, that's 17. It seems right. And I want to see what B is. Seems it's 4. And I do A plus B. 174. What's going on? Do you notice something here when I'm asking? Yes?
Is it because there's no equal sign, so it's not?
No, it's not the equal sign. Yes?
Well, they're just putting the numbers together. They're adding them together technically by their logic.
So it's concatenating. Yeah. Why? Why is it doing that? Anyone? Oh, awesome. Did you take programming class before? No? Okay. Wow. That's great. Okay, so the correct answer is that these are strings. So we learned last time how to figure out the type of a variable. What's the command? Type. Right? Type of A. What does it say? It's a string, right? And strings don't have to be numbers, but if you can add strings which just concatenate. So for example, if I have C as hello, space, and then D as world, exclamation. And then if I do C plus D, it doesn't complain the fact that these are not numbers. Python just understands the addition in this context as concatenation. So it creates another string by concatenation. So let me concatenation. Okay, that's what's happening, right? By the way, in Python, you can do remarks by doing this pound sign. Anything you put after pound is ignored, and often this is a good way to annotate what you're doing, right? Okay, so you see that because A is a string and B is a string, Python is not thinking of 17 as a number, but 1 and 7 as two letters. And B is not 4 as a number, but it's a 4 as a letter. So when you ask it to add the two things, what it does is simply just concatenates the two. Now, if you want to ask it to do actually what you want to do, which is to treat A as a number, there's a command for it, which is if you do int of A, then it will give you 17, but there's a difference. Before, when I was asking what A was, there's a quotation mark around it, right? Which means that was a string, but now int A makes 17 as a number. Okay? So that means if I put int around A and int around B, it will first treat these two A and B, two variables, take those strings, convert it to integers, and output the sum, okay? And by the way, there's another thing that you learn from this. It's that the input command does not care whether you put a number or a number or a bunch of letters. So it will always take your input and put it into A as a string. So A will always be a string variable whenever you write it like this, okay? Sorry, I don't like this. What's that mean? View panes, history, okay. All right, so now let's run it and see if it does the correct thing. Give me a number, 17, and give me another number 4. Add them up, it's 21. Exactly how we would like to. Okay, awesome. Okay, can you change this code so that it will give you the product of two things? Plus into multiplication, right? Yeah. But I want to say something more. What about, say, make it to print the product of A and B is something, and then say, I am so smart or something. Would you be able to do that? How would you make it to print the original two numbers and say the product of these two is equal to something? So think about it. I'll give you like 30 seconds how it would be. You can also type it. Okay, here's how you do it. We make use of the F string that we learned yesterday, right? So we're going to say, let's delete this for a while. I'm going to say F string is the product of A. Remember, you need a curly brace around A. Okay. And B. So it doesn't print A and B, it prints the content inside the variable A. Okay? Is, and what was that? That's what we just wrote down. This is a place where we put the product. Okay, so it's int of A times int of B, integer B, and then I am so smart, something like this. You have to close the parentheses. You have to make sure you close the parentheses. Okay, so this is simple code. Let's let's run it. Let's see what it does. Give me a number. Let's see, 32 times 38, that's going to be 120, no. What is that? Yeah, 1216, right? Okay, let's see if that's right. Yeah? Oh, yeah, I'm so smart. All right, good. Okay, so if it's a number, you can do several other things. You can also make this to ask a two-digit number. Okay, so give me a two-digit number. Give me another two-digit number. I guess I made a hyphen between them. Two-digit number. And then we have to check if these are really two-digit numbers. So that's going to be our first new stuff for today, which is if statement. Okay. So how do you check if something's a two-digit? Well, let's see. A was 32, right? And if I do, let's look at a bunch of methods in A. So if you do dir of A, it's a string. There are several things you can do with A. Yeah, except that, oh, I just remembered that there isn't a command for length. Length is a separate command. So the new command today is len of A, and it gives you 2, which is a two-digit. Yes?
So would we do like if len of A equals 2?
Yes, yes. That's exactly what you want. All right, good. All right. So we want to say that if these are both two-digit numbers, then it will give you the answer. If not, you said, I want two-digit numbers. Please try again, or something like that. Okay. And there's an if-then statement, and here's a if statement. So we're going to say if length of A is 2 and length of B is 2. You remember that Python in Python the regular equal sign is really the assignment operator, and mathematical comparison operator is two equal signs, right? So you need to have these two equal signs to see if the length of A is really 2 and length of B is really 2. And you need a colon. Okay. Python became popular because you type the least you can. If you come from some other languages like Java or other C++, you will immediately understand what I mean. Okay? These languages make use of several curly braces and all kinds of things. If you're coming from BASIC or maybe MATLAB, there is this end-if statement. Yeah, so all of these make extra things, but look at what it's doing. So if length of A is 2 and length of B is 2, you need this colon. If you don't have the colon, it's not going to work. And then automatically, the editor will indent a tab, okay? There will be actually 4 spaces. So there's this, there was a long debate in Python whether indentation should be 4 spaces or tab, but the official is that 4 spaces is the correct one. So every tab should be 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 spaces are automatically done by your editor because every time you put an if command, then the things that will be executed if the if is true becomes a execution block. Okay? That execution block in C++ or Java or JavaScript, they would use extra curly brace to define what the execution block is. But in Python, they use Python uses indentation to denote the execution block. Okay? So what we are going to do is we're just going to simply press delete a lot until the second line moves up here, and make sure there are 4 spaces before it. Okay? So if length of A is 2 and length of B is 2, which means that these are 2-digit numbers, then it will print the product. But else, if not, it's going to print you did not give me 2-digit numbers. Please try again. Okay, so it's like this. All right, did I already run? Oh no, sorry. Oh, I already run. Okay, good. So let me run it. Give me a 2-digit number. I'll do like 341, 512. And it'll say you did not give me 2-digit numbers, so I have to try again. If I put 2-digit numbers, say 51 times 59, that's going to be 3009, right? Yeah. So it prints out the product. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay. There is one more thing. There's another block that you can do. You can do another elif length of A is 2 and length of B is not equals to 2. Then you can say print the second number was not 2 digits. And you can have several ifs. You can also do the opposite. So over here, not equal sign is this is how you do the not equal sign. Okay? Equal sign is 2 equals. Not equals is exclamation equal. Now we are ready to make something fun today. Okay, it's a cute program, but I don't need to save this. I'll just delete everything. So let's start a new project. Okay. So we'll make a short game, right? And it's titled Zombie Apocalypse. And you know, you don't want it to be printed on the left side, so let's do this. Let's make several. Do you know what \n is? We did this. New lines. New line. \n is new line, and you can do also the \t for tab. So 2 tabs, and then do zombie apocalypse. Then we'll have several \n so that let's see what this does. Let's run it. Zombie apocalypse. All right, that looks nice. Yeah, that's going to be our game. Yeah. And then you want to do something like you put your name there, so something like that. And then more spaces. Like this. Yeah. Okay. So now let's do a bunch of print commands. Print. Do you remember what triple quotes do? Triple quotes. That was multi-line strings. Okay? If your string doesn't end at one line and you have to write several things, you use triple quotes. Okay. Okay. So how does a zombie movie usually start? Huh? You wake up and find that everything around you. No, actually, there'll be sirens. Hear sirens everywhere. That's how it works, right? Hear sirens everywhere. You go on. Where do you usually get news? Facebook? No?
Just turn on the
TV? Okay, you turn on the TV. And find that there has been zombie what? Zombie, huh? Virus on the wild. Okay, yeah. There is a zombie virus in the wild. Okay. And there are zombies in the street hungry for fresh brains of humans. Okay. Yeah. Good writing, right? Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Some to kind of stress to stress your. So let's make another paragraph. So I'm going to put some slash ends. So make new lines. Then suddenly you hear loud growls outside and some beings scraping and banging on the door. Okay, this feels like an English assignment. Right, banging on the door. Before you could question what it was, the door is slammed open. Let's put it on the next line. Okay. Okay. So, what do you do? Okay, so that's like the preamble. Let's put some backslash ends. And you don't have to be exactly same as what I do. You can be a bit more creative. Okay, so now you to give choices, right? Print. All right, number 1. What do you do? Give me some choices. What can you do? Oh, come on, you've never seen zombie movies? Huh? Grab a knife. Okay, great. Yeah. Good call. Okay, grab a knife. Grab a kitchen knife, right? Yeah. Kitchen knife. What else? Run. Run through the back door. 3. Huh? You give up. Really?
You can make it an option.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, let's not make that an option. Okay, run through the back door. Okay, so one thing is hide in the closet, okay? In the closet. Yeah. And number 4, call dad. All right, so now you have to get the choice, right? A equals to input choice. All right. And of course, I can keep printing, just typing more, but at this point, you should still try to run it and see it does what you think it should be doing. So let's see. Oh, that's just too fast, right? Yeah. Okay. Something like that. Let me see. Okay, so we can choose a choice. Number 3, hide in the closet. Doesn't do anything because we didn't put the options. All right, so because these things are given too fast, we should make it show much slower. And the way you do it is by using some library. So there are several libraries that you can put into Python for added commands. So let's import something called the time, import time. And if you look at, let's see, if you look at what's in time, dir time, then you have several things that you can do with this. You can get something like GM time or local time, process time, all kinds of things. And you'll need to read a manual to see how to actually use it, but you can try a few things. So time.local time. I think this is a command, so I'm going to execute like that. And it says, today is year 2024, August 29th, 9:07, and there are some other, today is 242 days since January 1st. I didn't know that. All right, so those are the things that you can get from time.local time, but the one that we are going to use is this thing called time.sleep. So what it does is, if I do time.sleep, say 2, what just happened? I did time.sleep 2. What does it do? It's delayed by 2 seconds, right? So this is what you want to do. So over here, we're going to import time. And every time we print something, we're going to do some time.sleep. So after printing out the title, we're going to do time.sleep. Just stop for 1 second. And, I think after this preamble, this next paragraph should also be printed a little later. So let's close this print statement, put another print statement for the next one. But we're going to put time.sleep. Okay. And then after, what do you do? We can also do time.sleep, but if we spend too much time, then it's not going to know, the player is not going to know that there are some choices. So let's put something like 0.5 seconds. So we'll delay only a half a second, okay? And then I think that's good. Okay, so let's see if this is much better. Let's run it. Okay. All right, that's much better. What do you think? Maybe I should increase this to 1.5 seconds rather than 1 second or even 2 seconds. Okay, so let me just choose a choice as something like 4 and then run it again. Let's see. Yeah, that seems more like it. Oh, I think even this could be 1 second. Yeah. So let's change that to 1 second. Okay. Let me wait for you guys to make the changes, and if you're ready, thumbs up, so I can, if most people are thumbs up, I can proceed. What?
I'm using TimeSleep, it's not working. How did you make it work?
You have to import time in the very beginning. You have to import, because by default, Python does not know this command. But if you import time, somebody much smarter than me spent a lot of time making these packages. So all I have to do is just import it. Now Python knows how to wait a little bit. So you do import time.sleep. Yeah. Yes?
On the very last line, the word input
Hmm?
is staying green.
That's because you didn't properly enclose with the triple quotes. So your triple quotes are not enclosed correctly. Make sure your quotes are exactly the same. If you use double quotes, you have to use only double quotes. If you're using single quotes, you have to use only single quotes. Make sure that these are 3 of them here and 3 of them here. Any other questions? Okay. All right, so if you're ready, thumbs up. Ready? Ready? Okay. Does anyone need some help?
Wait,
Yes.
It says undetermined triple quote string for me.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me walk around and give you help.
Is this
Yeah, the thing is, this one, you need a print statement before suddenly. Yeah, print and then triple quotes. Okay, if your code is not running correctly, raise your hand and I'll help you. Yes. Oh, this one is not enclosed correctly. On line number 13, this triple quote has to end somewhere. So in line number 13, put triple quotes. Yeah. And it should, oh, and then this one also has to have, line number 19, you put triple quotes and then enclose with parentheses. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, anyone else need help? All good? All right, so now we have to write down how the computer should respond. And you don't have to follow exactly what I have. Oh, by the way, this is going to be, again, a simpler homework. I'm just going to ask you to finish this code by putting something for number 4. Be a little bit more creative. Yes?
Is that the one that's due this Friday, or is that?
No, the one that's due Friday is already up on Brightspace, and that's about the Mad Libs that we did last time. Okay, but this one it's basically you have to upload what you did today. Now, if this is not your own computer, please try to use Gmail or something to send the code to yourself so that you can upload. Okay.
So it's a picture of it?
Hmm?
Got a picture of it, or is it
Yeah, it has to be copy and pasted into the submission. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So, first, what should we do? What do I put next? I want a response so that if one is chosen, we do something. If, what? If, how do you say one is chosen? I mean, you're asking the user to put something, right? Your choice, right? A equals to 1, right? Then you do something. Yeah. Except that what I just did is wrong. Why? This is not right. Line 26 has a bug. It would be nice if you can catch it now rather than later. Yeah? No. Nice. Oh. Right. 1 through 4. Okay. Yeah. So, do you remember what A was? Let me just make my point over here. Suppose I have A, I put 1 and enter. Okay? Then what happens here? A becomes 1 as a string, right? Now let's see if A is 1. False. Why is it false? Because A is a string, whereas 1 on the right side is an integer. Okay, so what should you do? Huh? How do you make it equal? See, one thing is this. One of the biggest hurdle in understanding coding languages is that you don't understand that computers are really dumb. You have to figure out how the computer thinks, not what you think. Okay, you would think something would happen. You try it, and because of these very small differences, it wouldn't do what you think it would do. Okay, so just the fact that A is a string and 1 is a number, computer says they're not equal. Okay, yeah. What do?
You turn A into an integer by doing
Int A equals to 1, and it's true, right? Now, there's another way to do it. You can also say A equals to 1, just like that. Yeah. But this first one, I like this one better because suppose some people said input, say, 1 dot, okay? No, sorry, let's say A is chosen as 1 dot. Even in this case, int of A would be, oh, dot is not good, I see. Okay, so that's going to give you an error. Okay, so here's what we should do. If A is 1 dot, then there's something called string indexing. So A of 0 is 1, A of 1 is a dot. And if you just only want the first letter of A, you do A colon 1. Okay? And I think that's what we should use. In case some user enters 1 dot, if some user enters 1 dot, then writing A colon 1 will only select the first letter. Okay? Let me talk about string indexing just a little bit more. If A is something like hello, A colon 2 is going to what? Okay, A colon 4 would give us what? Help, right? Yeah. Right? And then if I do -2 colon, what it does is it takes the last two letters. Okay, so low. Right? And then you can also do A 1 through 3. And in this case, 1 is actually the second letter, and 3 is actually the fourth letter. So it gives you all the letters between 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. It doesn't give you the third one. Okay. So there's one more thing. In Python, the index, if you do some kind of indexing, the number stops right before the last number. So if you do A1 colon 3, it actually produces 1 and 2. Let me make a point. We didn't do lists or ranges yet, but if you do, for example, list of range of, say, 2 to 7, and it creates numbers from 2 through 6. It stops right before the last one. So in Python indexing, you should know two things: that the very first letter is indexed as 0, and the second letter is indexed as 1, and so on and so on. And when you give beginning and the end, it always ends right before the last number. So when you do A colon 1, what it really is doing is, it's this one same as A01. And that's why it just gives you H, because this only gives, this is same as just 0. All right, so let's use that. So we're just going to compare the first letter, A0, to see if it's equal to 1. Then the user has made the choice as 1. And we, again, have to write a story, okay? So print, and in this case, do I have to indent? Oh, you don't have to indent, okay. All right, so print, you grab the longest kitchen knife and charge at the first zombie. Am I going to be too violent if I say it cut his head off or something? Okay, maybe I shouldn't write that. Okay, you grab the longest kitchen knife and charge at the first zombie, and it falls. But right behind it is another zombie. And just to make this more dramatic, let's close the quotation. And let's wait. So, see, both this print and the next print statement should be executed for A equals to 1, so they both have to be indented, okay? So I still need to indent, and I just use tabs, but this editor is smart that even if I press a tab, it really treats it as 4 spaces, okay? So I press tab, it gives you 4 spaces, and I do time.sleep again, right? And maybe 1 second, yeah. And then print it bites you hard. You good. Okay, so that's the first choice. Now, what if this is something else? Else if A0 is equal to 2. What do you do? Print. Run through the back door. Okay. So immediately you sprint out the back door. You hear sirens. There are violence and crying everywhere. Okay, I'm running out of ideas. What do we do? Okay, this is a bit lousy, but I'll just do time that sleep again. Print. Then a zombie spots you and makes a loud growling noise. Okay, and then print other zombies find you as well. So you, okay, right. But try to be, you can change this and try to be a bit more creative, okay? All right, elif a0 equals what? This time what should I do? 3. Okay, print. You hide in the closet. I'm that sleep. Print. It seems that the noises are getting smaller. And then time.sleep. And then print. Then your phone rings. Yeah. Oh no. I forgot to put it in silent mode. Okay. Time.sleep. Maybe 0.5 seconds. And print. Hearing the sound. Zombies rush into your room. You die. Okay, good. It's a very fun game, right? Yeah. Okay. And then at the last one, you could also do elif a of 0 equals to 4. But in case somebody just didn't know what it was and just pressed enter or press some other thing, it's a good idea to just do else, okay? Because if it's not one of the 1, 2, or 3, this last one will be just executed. And that way, it will at least do something, okay? So else print, and this one is the one that you should modify. I'll just right now, I'll just say, you call your dad, and then he answers. You are saved. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but just do this. You can also make this you die. I mean, that's actually more fun, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to save it, you have to save it here, save as, and it'll save as a Python file. You have to change the name, But then one of the problems is that a lot of the emails do not allow Python files to be attached. It's considered as a potential malware. So say if you're not using your own computer, you have to just copy the entire thing that you have. Just send it to your email and copy it back, paste it back to your editor. Okay. If you copy and paste somewhere, the spacings get messed up. See, this is 4 spaces. That's okay, but sometimes emails, they kind of are a little liberal with the spacings. So if you copy this again and paste it back, several things happen. One is like you might have the indentation messed up. Another thing is you might have extra blank lines, and sometimes blank lines are okay, but sometimes if it doesn't have the required 4 spaces, Python might cause an error. So there's a few things that you may have to change a little bit, but usually if you copy and paste, it will still run. All right, so let's see. Yeah, and I guess the fun part is you should ask your roommate to play this. Say that you made this wonderful game. Yeah. Yeah. And then you grab a kitchen knife. Okay, done. Yeah. So it's very fun, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, so we still have a bit of time left, so let me move to the next subject. So let's talk about lists. Is the if-then statements okay? Does it make sense? Do you have any questions on what we just did? Yes?
Mine's struggling with LF3.
Yeah, in most of these cases, you're just missing something. If you're missing a colon, you don't have the correct triple quotes paired. You might have, you don't have the correct pairing of the parentheses. You just have to look really closely. Yes.
For the second to last line, why did you put else instead of elif a 0 equals 4?
You could do elif a 0 equals to 4.
Or you're still on option 3?
No. It will be. You could do it that way. A0 equals to 4. I just made a choice to use else, so that if somebody chose like something, a spaces with a 1 or something, then it will just be like choosing the number 4. I just wanted to make sure that anything that user inputs, at least one of them gets executed. Yeah. But it's your choice. You could change it to be elif of a 0 equals to 4. All right. Yeah, so that reminds me. There's one more thing that you could do, which is, if you run this, and some people have a habit of having an extra space. So, for example, if you have space of 1 and then enter, it's as if 4th choice is chosen. Why? Because your choice A had a space as the first one, right? And that's not equal to any of the 1 or 2 or 3, so the last thing gets executed, and that's not what you want. So in order to solve this problem, you have something called a strip. So a.strip, and what it does is that it gets rid of any blank spaces. And that's what you can do over here. Right after line 25, once you got your A, what you do is you can say A equals to A.strip. And what this does is, first, A.strip creates a new string without these leading white spaces or trailing white spaces. And then it stores that string into A. Okay? Yeah. That ensures that if somebody has a space, and 1, it will treat it as a 1. Okay, so new thing, lists. So I talked about strings and floats and integers. Now there's a new kind of data object which is called a list. And the list is created by a square bracket. So if you put square bracket and 2, 1, 3, and then apple, something like this, then B will be a list of these different objects, and you can do something like B of -1. It gives you the apple because that's the last element. B of -2 gives you the second to the last element, which is 3. How do you get the 2? How do you get the 2? B of what? B of 0. Yeah. As I said, Python indexing system starts from 0. Okay. B of 1 gives you 1. If you ask Python what type of variable B is, it will say it's a list. Okay. So B is an object that's a list. How do you figure out all the methods allowed in B? What's the command to find out all the methods? dir. Right? You see all of these? Let's try to see what these do. So first, append. So if I do B append, and let's see, line, and then do B, then you see that what happened? Line got appended at the end, right? You can also do clear. What happened? It cleared. Everything went away. Okay. All right. Let's put something back. Append lemon. Now has that. And then b dot append 3. Can I do 2 of them? No. Exactly 1 argument. Okay, so that's not allowed. I have to put 1 by 1. Okay, so what do I have? Okay, I have lemon, 3, and 45. dir of b. Let's see what other things you can do. You can copy. Oh, that's a bit more involved. So let me explain this copy next time. What would I get if I do b dot count? Oh, I have to provide something. Okay, so let's see. If I do b dot append another lemon, then b now has lemon, 3, 45, and another lemon. Okay. And if I do b dot count how many lemons it has, it says there are 2 lemons in list B. Let's look at another command for list. Extend. Oh, okay, that's the one I want. Okay, so I can extend a list by another list. So if I put like 5, 5, 7, if I put another list like this, if I look at B, now all of these are added to the list. So append only adds 1 element at a time. Extend, you can put an entire list, and you can extend like that. Okay. I actually don't know what index is, so b dot index. No. I'll do this like that. No, help b dot index. I forgot how to use the help. All right, so that one I don't know exactly how it's done. There's the insert and pop. So for example, if I do b dot pop, it pops the last one, and now what you have in B is the 7 is gone. Okay. DIRB. You can also remove. So b dot remove lemons. And if you look at B again, oh, it only removes one at a time. Okay, so we can execute this. Then if you look at B, now it doesn't have any lemons. Okay? You can reverse. It reversed, right? You can also sort. Actually, this is a very convenient one. B dot sort. And it gets sorted from smallest to the largest. Okay, now lists also can be indexed. You can get slices of lists like the strings before. So if I do B colon 3, it gives you the first 3 elements, 3, 5, 5. If I do B negative 2 colon, what do you think this is going to give you? Last 2 numbers, right? So which is 5 and 45. And you can also assign B of 0 equals to 17. And you look at what B is. The very first number in B changed, right? There's a big difference between a string and a list. Of course, there are different objects. They have different commands. So let's see, what was A? A was this 2-letter string. If I say A of 0, I want it to be 1. It gives you an error. It says string object does not support item assignment. So the most important thing I want you to remember from today's class is that strings in Python, in the Python language, strings are immutable and lists are mutable. Okay. It's one way that when Python was designed, somehow making things immutable allows one to trust the memory more. You can make it more optimized. So it made the strings to be immutable, whereas lists to be mutable. Okay. So item assignments are okay for lists. Since B is a list, I can say B of 1 is, say, 0, and it doesn't complain, whereas if I do A of 1 is 0, it complains. Now, there's some other implication of what this means to all the methods in strings and lists, but that I'll do it next time. Okay, this is all for today.